So, I thought about a question. Is pop music or classical music better for staying true or real to the purpose of music? And when you think about that idea, you kind of have to have a solid understanding of what the true purpose of music is. And from my collegiate studies, I've learned and I've experienced that the true purpose of music is to, there's a few points that you have to consider. Music is used to bridge communities. It's used to express emotions and promote certain ideas and concepts. Those concepts can include love, happiness, war, and etc. Also, it's used to promote happiness and create ideas. And also, music can be used as a therapeutic tool to heal wounds. And when you think about all of that, you have to kind of have a little bit of understanding of what classical music is and what pop music is, or contemporary music. Classical music is divided. The history of classical music. It's a very broad, long history. It actually started with the medieval period. In the medieval period, there was two different types of music. It was sacred music, which included Gregorian chant, or non-religious music, and that was a lot of instrumental music. At that time, music was truly true to the purpose of music and kind of expressing an idea. It was what it was. Today we have pop music. Pop music started with Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Madonna, and the Beatles, and they were actually the iconic people within the industry that kind of stayed true and kind of set the tone or the idea of what pop music was and what the purpose of the music was. Today we have artists such as Beyonce, Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Ariana Grande, Adele, and of course Drake. And you have to really think about the music that our artists now, are we actually staying true to the purpose of what music is, and whatever your whole idea or concept that you're wanting to promote. And that's just kind of my thoughts on that. And when I actually, as a classically trained artist and an artist that is naturally gifted in music in general, whether it be pop, R&B, hip hop, yada yada yada, you kind of have to think about, I've thought about which genre of music stays true to that purpose. And it would have to be, it really goes back to who the artist is. Like, is the artist staying true to the real purpose of music? And are they creating a well-balanced marketplace of ideas for all of the viewers and fans and consumers of music to digest? Classical music can be kind of difficult to digest sometimes because you have to be a really focused and willing to learn listener when you're listening to classical music, because it can be very complex. It can be, when you're listening to instrumental music and orchestral music, you have to really understand that there's a variety of parts and movements to music. So you have to really have a disciplined and I would say a disciplined ear to listen to the music and follow it. And it kind of ties to with operatic music. You kind of have to know about sometimes you have to do some research on the opera. You have to know, you have to read up on the libretto. Operas come into a variety of languages, so you have to be ready to dive into all of that. And a lot of listeners and consumers of music aren't ready to take that dive into, knowing all about that. So it's an interesting concept how people, it's an interesting concept to think about music of hip hop, pop, R&B, and classical music kind of merging together. It kind of I think it's a possible thing to do, but are people intelligent enough to do that? That's the question.